Hey y'all, what's up? We need to talk about letting go and letting God because it's like us as humans, we are struggling with the control issue. We are so seeking to control other people and using different tactics, thinking that we can make a person change and, hoping and looking at people's potential, trying to see people for what they have the potential to become and not dealing with reality at hand. And when you hold on to, it's okay to believe in a person. You're supposed to believe in people. You're supposed to want to see the good in people. But wanting to see the good so bad is outweighing the reality of the situation because you see they have it in them. Sometimes you can see what a person has in them that they can't see. And you will run yourself rugged trying to bring it up out of them when they are actively opposing you. And when you're trying to do more work on a person than they're willing to do on themselves, it's never going to pan out the way you want it to. It's never going to happen. You have to work with people, have to work together. When two people come together, this can be friends or relationships, but I'm more so talking about relationships and even with friends too, because you have to know when you don't mesh with people. You have to stop trying to fit yourself into spaces that are not for you or that maybe once served a purpose, but is no longer serving a purpose. And us as humans, we spend too much time thinking that everything's supposed to last forever and that you're supposed to make stuff work because of what these people be out here selling all. You just make it work. You cannot fit a puzzle piece into a spot that it does not fit. If it does not fit, like when it's supposed to just go together, baby, it's going to flow. It's going to flow. You don't have to shove the piece in there. You don't have to try to make it fit in a spot. It can't fit. It can't fit. That's like me trying to put, my daughter be playing with this thing. That's like me trying to put this piece into my iPhone charger right here. It's not going to fit. That's like me trying to put this piece into here. Let's see if we can make it fit. Make it work. Make it work. It got to fit in here. Baby, it does not work. It's two opposing things. It does not fit. Stop trying to fit things that does not fit. You don't make things work by forcing things. You don't have to force nothing. You don't have to try to manipulate. Let me see if I can alter this. Maybe I can cut this. This scissors stuck together. Maybe I can cut some of this that I can't cut. You can't cut that. Maybe I can cut it and make it fit so that it can go in here so that I can charge up my computer. You can't make stuff fit that does not fit. And this is the problem with us as humans. We be trying to force things to work. Baby, when it's meant to be, it's going to just glide right together. It's just going to go right in. It's a puzzle. If that puzzle piece, if y'all have ever done a puzzle, I do that with my daughter, and she sometimes try to force a piece. I say, Ceylani, it does not fit. That's not the piece for it. We either missing the piece because it's hiding under another piece. That's not the piece. We have to find the part that fits it. You don't go to your car mechanic shops and they trying to put Buick parts on a Nissan. They're not taking Nissan parts trying to put it on a Bentley. It's not going to work. It's not going to fit. It's not going to fit. So you have to realize, stop forcing things. If it's meant to be, it won't require extreme suffering and extreme amounts of work. It's going to go together like it's supposed to. When things are meant to go together, it goes. You don't have to force things. And we oftentimes spend too much time wasting our best years trying to force relationships because we see a potential in a person, or trying to force friendships. People do that too because you want to be friends with this person so bad. You want this person so bad. You want this job so bad, but it's not for you. That's why you didn't get it. It's not for you. There is something else better for you. And we don't want to take rejection because a lot of us are broken. So much brokenness, and people want to talk about everything else under the sun. But what we need to do is get to the root of why we try to force things, why we have these strange attachment styles that we have, why we have anxious attachment styles, detached attachment styles, where you just totally like, I know I'm detached. I'm so detached that I don't want to attach to nothing. I'm very detached. I ain't trying to get close with not a single soul out here. Don't want to get close to nobody. But that's trauma. It's trauma responses. Some people have insecure attachment styles. You get with people and then you want to cling to them and insecure about anybody else getting around them because you think somebody's going to take them from you, or you think every time they leave your sight, somebody's going to get them. Trauma responses. And this is why, as individuals, you need to be working on yourselves. Y'all wonder why the relationship issues are so rampant? It ain't got nothing to do with, oh, you should have married them first. Oh, you should have did, like, all the stuff that people try to use to make it seem like that's what makes relationships work. That's what make in your own family dynamics with your parents, why things aren't working, why there's so much clashing. Why there's so much clashing is because there's unresolved trauma. And when you have unresolved trauma, it exudes itself in a variety of ways. And it affects your relationships. It affects how you attach to people. It affects what you view about the other humans out in the world. It affects you. You get to create these trauma bonds because you're so used to abuse. You're used to abuse from your own childhood, from your own parents or your family, whoever your caregivers were. You're used to that. And now you take those same attachment styles out in the world. And now you're trauma bonded to abusers. You tied. That's where Stockholm syndrome is. It's you're tied into your abuser, the same one that's abusing you. It's the same one that once made you feel love or what you deemed as love. So now you suckered to that person, you stuck, and you feel like, I believe this person could be something because of who the representative was that they once showed you. And you hold on to that. Many people, that's what I'm saying. People are so stuck in the past, but we don't even realize subconsciously how stuck in the past we are. We don't realize how subconsciously stuck in the past we are and how that it just manifests into everything we do in present day. Everything. All of us. Even if you're a type of person who thinks, I'm good, I'm a workaholic, trauma responses. Things that you're dealing with, you try to put it all into work, thinking that that's going to take away from the feelings you feel. All the vices that we have, thinking all these vices that we turn to, seeking to fill voids. It doesn't do you no good. It only does you further harm, because all you do when you try to fill a void, when you try to fill those voids, you end up creating more traumatic situations for you. You end up hurting yourself more. You end up running yourself more into the pit. When you're running from things, when you don't address those childhood wounds, when you won't touch on those things, it's not to say that you are to dwell on those things, but you need to know the root of why you do the things you do. You need to understand the root. You need to get to the root. You cannot change things and change your ways. You cannot jump relationship to relationship thinking that, it was just that person. You have to do some self-reflection. You have to understand that it's something about you that attracts these type of people. It's something about you. You can't blame the other person. I don't care. This is why I always say it don't matter if you with a narcissist, or if you the empath, or if you're the narcissist. Because what is it about you that makes you want to be a people pleaser all the time? Because that stems from a place. As a former people pleaser who still, I've done a lot. I'm doing a lot better with it. I don't even have it. I'm working on it even with my kids. I know how to say no and stand firm on that. I'm not afraid of losing. I'm not afraid of not being accepted. I'm not afraid of not getting a validation from the people. I'm not afraid. If whatever you think about me, that's what you think about me. I don't care no more. And when you get to the point where you don't care and you're not seeking to fit in places, you're not seeking for love, you're not afraid to lose people. This is why I think for me, it didn't got too real with the detachment. I'm totally detached, which is not good either, being super detached, because I'm like, I don't care who I lose. Everybody can go. I mean, I done took so many losses. I'm like, F a loss. I don't care. Anybody can go. You can go. You're not going to ruin my peace, though. You're not going to ruin my peace. If you're going to be in my life, you're going to come in my life, sit down, act like you got some sense in my life, or you can dip. Period. That's how I feel with it. But it can be bad to a degree, because I'll make other people in my life feel like, if they come into I'll make them feel like maybe they got to walk on eggshells so they don't piss me off, because maybe they like having me. They love my presence. But if I don't do If they don't do one simple thing that I want, they're afraid that they're going to get cut off. So that might make them walk on eggshells around me. And you don't want that either. So you have to know the middle ground with it. But too many people are too attached. You're too afraid to lose people. So you're holding on to hope that they'll change. Even though they're becoming a detriment to me, I'm losing myself. Many women, especially women, men do it too. Like it just saddens me to see, because I speak to men and say the same thing. I'm like, know your worth, bruh. You let this girl treat you like that? You let me treat you like that? You determine your worth based on what I'm saying about you. Like, because I see it with the guys that were in my life. And you looking for validation from me. You looking for validation from me. Whatever it is you looking for me, if I haven't given it to you yet, I might not ever give it to you. So stop looking for it from me. The things that I'm looking for from you, that I believe that you have the potential to be, you got to stop idealizing people, which is we be having the imagination for the things that we really shouldn't. And it's good to imagine and to believe and to hope and to have the faith that we always speak about, or that I always speak about. But it gets to a point where you having blind faith in areas that you know that is like, it's possible but not probable. That's when you become delusional. It's a fine line between faith and delusion. It's a fine line, very thin line. Very thin line. Because what you're hoping for a particular person, that might not be the person that you're meant to do that with. If you have a vision in your head and you believe that you are deserving of a certain type of love, you have a dream image in your head of a dream relationship, a dream man, a dream job, a dream whatever. It's not to say that it's not possible, but the person you're trying to force it with, that's not the person. And you think that this person came in my life and I had kids with this person, this is my high school sweetheart, or this is the person, who was there when I was going through a rough time in my life. And oftentimes when you get with people, when you're going through a rough time in your life, and like after a breakup, after you just took a loss and you get with people, it's never healthy to do that, because you attach to people, and it's built off of trauma. It's built off of you get together with people, you looking for them to be your savior. You might not even really like them, but because they give you some words of wisdom, because they pour into you, because they, in that time when you're losing things, they're the ones that came through and was, helping you, get you out of your depression, get you out of that funk. You'll feel like you owe them, or you'll feel like they're the one for you because sometimes that's just a person that God sent to help you. But that doesn't mean that that's the person that God sent for you to be in a relationship with. That doesn't mean that they came in your life to be your best friend. Doesn't mean that they are there for a long time. We have to stop thinking that everything is supposed to last forever, because nothing lasts forever. You don't last forever. Us as humans, we're here for a short while. Like it said in the scripture, you are a mist. You are a vapor that's just here for a short time. You're here for a while and then you will disappear. You will go into another dimension. But we hold on to people. Even when it comes to experiencing death. I've experienced death. I've lost, people close to me. I've lost that. And when you change your perspective on life, when you understand that life is just an experience, everything you have, it's loaned to you. You don't own nothing really, because you're only here for a short while. The things around you, the earth will exist longer and longer than you will. So anything that you accumulate on this earth, it doesn't last forever. You enjoy time, you enjoy people, you enjoy your experiences while you have them, but you understand it's an experience. Everything is not meant to last forever. It can't last forever. You are mortal. You are mortal. Now your spirit, that's a whole different thing. It might come back again. You might have eternal life, and you might come back into a different spiritual object. You might come back into a different body. You might come back as an animal. You might come back. But right now, you have to enjoy this, and you have to understand that everything ain't meant to last forever. You take the good with the bad. Things come into your life to teach you. to get experiences. Everything that you get, you're not supposed to just hold on to a clutch of, hold. No, I don't want it to go nowhere. Oh, no. And then sometimes, especially when it comes to relationships and friendships, if you really value said thing or said person so much, you would cherish it better. You would become who you need to be. You would do the inner work that you need to do. That person would do the inner work that they need to do so that you two can mesh and coexist together without forcing things, without trying to beat somebody into submission, without trying to buy love from people. You think you could buy your way for this man to do what he needs to do. There's so many women out there that's buying men. You think you could, by you doing all of this for him, that'll make you want to do this for me. If I just, maybe I need to just show him. People aren't, and men aren't stupid. We need to stop thinking that they're dumb. They're very smart, very calculated. They're not stupid. They play dumb. They're not dumb by far. They play dumb. They play. They're not stupid. You don't have to be like, oh, maybe I need to just show them this. The way you show a person is you setting them boundaries. When they do this, you check it. All right, 1 strike. If you do this again, 3 strike you out rule. But the thing is, people, y'all be wanting to hold on to people for so long. You're so desperate to have a person. You're so desperate because of what the world, what society is saying. Because of you want to imitate maybe what your parents had or maybe what they didn't have. So you want to be the first to do that. So you're forcing things. You're forcing things that was never meant to be. And I'm not even going to say that wasn't meant to be, because nothing happens in your life by coincidence. It's all to push you into your next. It's all to teach you a lesson. It's all to elevate you. Nothing just is happening to you for no reason. But you don't have to force things. You don't have to force it. If it's meant to be for you, it'll be. Even if you let it go, if it's truly meant for you, it will come back around. It will come back around at the appointed time. And this is where it goes back to having faith in God. When you really have true faith in God, you understand that sometimes it's just not the time. Sometimes you're just not ready for what you really, really want, or what you really think, because a lot of women think they're ready for a certain type of man. You think you ready for that provider, but you don't even understand that the man he not going for all of that stuff that your little scroungers go for, because you could talk at him, you could treat him, because you pay all the bills, you could treat that man like that. But a man who taking care of home, a man who, you can't talk at him like that. That toxic stuff not gonna roll. You can't do that same stuff with him. Men too. You really think you want a beautiful woman? You want them exotic girls? You want them baddies and all? You think you want that, but you don't really know what it takes to have that. Many people want things and don't know what it really requires to have that. This is why people get things, and you can't keep it. Because the fake stuff that you put on, that mask that you put on to get a person because you try to mirror them or you try to show up as a representative, something you really aren't. You did that to get them. And for some people, that does work and that will keep them around. But for some of us, it won't. So when you take that mask off and you reveal who you really are, and I realize I don't like you, I don't like that person. That mask is off. I don't like this person now. The real you is showing now. And this is the one that's lingering around. This is the one that I'm dealing with. This is the one that I'm sleeping with. And I don't like this person. And I don't have to stay with this person. Like I said in that video, like a couple weeks or so ago, about I don't even know what it was titled, but it was about show up who you are, like be who you truly are. You don't have to fit in with people. You don't have to try to fit in spaces that you don't fit in, because you'll put on these masks, you'll put on facades to show up as something that you're really not, looking for acceptance, looking for the man or the woman to want you, because you're putting on your catfishing, you're being something that you're not. And then when they really get to experience the real you, they realize, I don't like you. And when they're ready to dip off on you, now you're trying to hold them hostage. Or now you mad, now you sad. But you didn't show up who you as you really were from the get-go. And people don't have to stick around you. They don't have to stick around if they don't like who you really are once you take the mask off. They don't have to stick around. This is why it's important to be authentic. This is why it's important to know who you are. Know what you really require. This is why it's important while you're single to learn yourself. Learn who you are. Learn why you do the things you do. Learn why you keep having these same cycles in your life. Because if you get with every person, you be like, well, it was just my ex. It was just them. What was it about? Why do you, the common denominator is you. Why do you attract said things, said people? Why do you attract that? Why do you entertain them? How about that? Why do you entertain them? Why don't you know by now the red flags? If you've constantly been with narcissists, then you should be a narcissist expert by now. You should know all the red flags of dealing with a narcissist. So when you see these same signs in this new man or this new woman, why don't you take heed to that? Why are you just thinking that you can change this person? Because a lot of times the red flags be there, bruh. They be there. But you be like, I could change him. Oh, I'm gonna put it on him so good. Oh, I got money. I can buy this person. You use materialistic things. You use vanity, thinking that that's going to capture a person. And when it doesn't capture them, when your sex is not holding them there, when all you're cooking, when all you buying them this, buying them that, when you being a paymaster, thinking that you can pay for people to stay around you, when your money dry up, you realize they move on. Or when you're not buying them, when you're not doing them, when you're not constantly feeding them, when they're not able to suck you dry for everything that you have, and they're not sticking around you, then you feeling depleted. Now you feeling sad. Now you feeling used. Now you feeling abused, but that's what you led with. You didn't allow them to love you for you because you're so busy selling everything else. You selling your attributes. You selling things that are vain, that can be here today, gone tomorrow. And now you're trying to force people, and now get the darn love spells on people. When I tell y'all, a lot of stuff, I really didn't know how real this stuff was. I really did not know how real this love spell stuff was until I realized that somebody put a love spell was put on me. And then it backfired. That's why you don't do love spells. I was, because I'm studying this, I'm like, this is like, these soul ties are real. People will become obsessed and they will fixate because they never had something like you and they want to hold on to you. And they don't, people just, it's really wicked out here. It's really wicked because people will be trying to force people to be with them, trying to control people. You doing magic on people and then it backfires. Don't be one of those people. If you do love spells, please stop doing them because you think it's benefiting you now because you're able to get them to come back around. You're doing that. But eventually you're going to realize you're the one that's going to hurt tremendously in the end. You cannot do manipulative tactics to try to control people. You have to let people be who they are. Give them the space to be who they are, and you make your decision based upon that. Either you're going to accept it, but when you accept things, don't be complaining. You accepted it. You knew what you were getting yourself into. And even if you didn't know initially, now that you know what you're dealing with, it's up to you to break that tie, break that stronghold. It's up to you to break the chain off. It's not to say it's going to be easy. But this is why you get that time to yourself. This is why you need God. This is why you start praying. This is why you say your prayers. This is why you actively take the steps. This is why you distance yourself. This is why you stop laying with these people. Stop being around them. This is why you have to create the distance. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. But my thing is too, when you really think about it, if this person is hurting you so bad, if these people are hurting you so bad, why you want them anyway? Why you want them to change versus saying, ugh? Because once people are able to treat you a certain kind of way, they lose respect. It takes nothing to lose respect. It takes everything to build trust, and it takes a matter of seconds to lose the trust, to lose respect for a person. And when people lose a man or woman, but I know men are looking for respect. And if their woman can't respect them because they don't stand up to the plate. They don't do what they're supposed to do as a man. They don't provide like they're supposed to. They don't protect like they're supposed to. They don't feed their family like they're supposed to. Spiritually feed them, emotionally feed them, physically feed them. When you don't feed them, they're in a drought. And now when they're not interested, now when they can't respect you, you can't be mad because they can't respect it. Even on the women's side, because if I can't respect you, I don't even want to be around you. I don't want to be sitting around disrespecting you. I don't want to be in a toxic situation where we arguing and I'm trying to beat you up with my words and you're trying to beat me up with your words, or we end up beating each other up physically. We need to separate. You cannot beat people to control them, to try to change them, because people are who they are. It's a bunch of baggage that's underneath who people are. When you meet somebody, you don't know what they have went through before you. They're going to present to you like everything is all good because nobody is wearing their emotions completely on their sleeve and want you to know about all their vulnerabilities and they don't want you to know all of that off the rip. And when you are a type of person who pour all of your stuff out on somebody as soon as you meet them, people will prey on you and take advantage of that of you too. So you have to tread lightly with that. You got to tread lightly with that, because it's only going to do you more harm in the end. But you need to have the wisdom. And this is where, this is where God comes into the play, because only He can give you that. Your experiences are going to give you that. But if you don't learn from your experience because you're so busy being the victim in every situation, nothing was your fault, I did nothing. You can't learn when you believe that you really are innocent in every situation. Because you might not have been the aggressor, but why were you so weak that you allowed somebody to walk all over you like a doormat? And you wonder why they won't respect you. Wonder why they take you as a joke. You are a joke to them because you let them do this to you. We are playing the game of life. You got to play to win. And when people know that you're an easy target, they're going to take full advantage. They're going to exploit you. And you thinking that that's going to make you chosen. Because men, especially women, y'all really think being super easy on these men. When men they know what they're doing. All of them. They all know what they're doing. And you think being super easy on them is going to get you some brownie points. And then you wonder why you left feeling depleted in the end. Especially if you because either way, I don't care if he's a provider or not, but especially if you are the provider for your family. You not only providing, taking care of this man, you taking care of him, and he out there treating you like a doormat when you the one that's feeding him. You the one that's putting a roof over his head, and he got the nerve to be out here cheating and beating you and abusing you and all type of stuff. And you tolerating that, thinking, oh, as long as he come home, oh, because he my husband, oh, we got kids together, he my baby daddy, we got kids, he ain't never going nowhere. And you wonder why it's never going to go no further. You wonder why you're going to always be crying in the corner when nobody looking, and you're afraid to even tell your friends and family what's going on because you're too embarrassed, because you know you're getting treated like a doormat. You know it. And you try to conjure up reasons of why you stay, when really you trying to present things to the world. It's a low self-esteem that you're holding, that you're allowing somebody to treat you like that. And you wonder, and you think that they one day going to change. There's no consequence for them for not changing. So why do they have to change if they can do what they want to do to you, come back, play these manipulative games with you, love bomb you real quick, get you right back where they want. You take one little apology. All they got to do is put some D on you right quick. Or even if for the men, all she got to do is do her little twirl on you, do her little suckatron, whatever it is she do to you to make you feel good right quick. And now you back in her good graces. Like, you're weak. Nobody's going to take you serious. And I'm not saying this in a, to hurt anybody. But this is real, and this is reality, and this is what you need to understand. This is what you need to understand. People don't respect you. You are a joke to them. They treating you like you a joke because you are a joke to them. Because you have not put your foot down. You have not created no type of consequences. As humans, it is natural for us to want to get over. That is just one of the traits of being in the flesh. Our flesh naturally wants to get over because our flesh is constantly seeking thrill and pleasure. It wants what's easy. It's lackadaisical by default. It wants to just take the easy way out. So when you allow that, you can't be mad at the end because you have allowed so much to go on. People can't do things to you if you don't allow them to. They can't do but so much. You have to set the threshold of how much you're willing to take. And then you think, oh, I'm going to just take it. I'm going to take this and take that to show them that I'm riding or dying, that they can count on me to be their doormat. They can go out here in these streets and do whatever they want. And they can come back and just dust all they mud off on me. Everything that the world do to them, they can come take it out on me. I'll be that person for them. That's going to make them love me more. It's going to eventually make them treat me better. When all actuality, it never makes them treat you better. They're looking at you like, yuck. You let me go out here, get muddy, bring all my mud and dirt and pour it onto you. And now you're filthy. And then you're going to think I want you and think that I'm in love with you and I'm attracted to you. You're filthy now because you let me filth you up. So now why am I attracted to? I'm not attracted to you. I'm around because it's beneficial to you. I'm around you because it's beneficial to me. It's beneficial for me to do this. I mean, you provide all these things. It's like you lay down and let me just do whatever. Like, come on, as humans, we need structure. We need consequences. If there is no consequences, the world will be, it's already crazy. But people have consequences. If there are no consequences, people don't learn. This is why God created rules and regulations, like I was just discussing in the video earlier about what it means to serve the Lord, about why God has rules and regulations in place, about why the law, why the courts, why the schools, why your workplace, why there are rules in place. Because if it's not, as humans, as being in the flesh, we would do whatever. We would do whatever. We would let these demons come squat up in us, take over us, and lead our flesh to do all type of craziness. And this is what we need to understand. You have to set boundaries. You have to love yourself more than and I'm not going to say it because don't be narcissist with it, but you love yourself and you so selfish that you don't care about the needs of others. But when you truly love somebody, you're not just caring only about you. You know that what you do is going to affect those around you. So you're going to tread lightly on things that you do. And this is how you know a person that really cares about you or a person that's completely narcissist. They only care about themselves. They don't care about what they do, how it's affecting their family or how it's affecting those around them. Even in the workplace, people do things. They don't care how it's affecting the rest of the team because they're greedy. They have a spirit of greed. They have a spirit of whatever is on them that is causing them to be self-centered. You have to have equal balance with it. You can't be super full-blown narcissist and you can't be full-blown people-pleasing. You got to find a middle ground with it. You got to find a middle ground. But this is why narcissists win, because it's a world full of people that have been rejected, abandoned. So now they just looking for acceptance. Now they just looking to fit in. They just looking for validation. They looking for somebody to love them, somebody to fill that void. And initially the narcissist comes around acting like they fill in that void for you. But then they soon see they get you right where they want you, and now you become top tier supply. They able to suck you, get all the energy up out of you. They're energy vampires, and they're able to get everything from you and leave you depleted. And once you depleted, now you feeling bad. Now you looking for a way out. Now you wondering why you're feeling destitute, but it's because you let something take all your energy, and then you staying around for years. You letting energy vampires suck you dry for years and years and years. And then when they got enough and they just so sick of you and they ready to discard you and move on to the next thing they can get, just like mosquitoes. They're like mosquitoes. I'm gonna suck you dry. I'm gonna bite you up, get all the blood I can get out of you. Then I'm gonna move on to the next person, get all the blood I can get up out of them so I can live. They tired of you. They done sucked you dry. You so warm. You so warped that it's like, oh, okay, I'm done with you. Let's go on to find some new supply. They got some new, let me go find something new. And then you're left feeling like they took all, I gave them everything. I did this, I did that, I sacrificed everything for them. And this is what they did to me. You should have cut the cord. You needed to starve them. You have to starve that parasite. You got to cut the cord. Stop forcing stuff. I'm gonna wrap this video up because I ain't mean to make it super long. But I really can go on and on and on. But we're gonna cut it there. Stop forcing stuff. Know your worth. Man or woman, know your worth. Are you gonna let people determine your worth? What one person might value as is not the same person that another one may value as. And just because this person who only see you worth $2, are you willing to accept that just because that's all they see you as? When you know you really worth more because you have so much more to offer, you much valuable, you're going to be a great asset to them, yet you letting them treat you like you a $2 joint. You gonna let them treat you like a $2 joint when you really know you worth a milli. And there's somebody out there willing to pay you a milli. You got to know your worth. And just because this person don't find you valuable enough doesn't mean that another person won't. So you're going to stay in something because you're comfortable, because it's all you know, because you invested so much years in all of this. First of all, it was a bad investment. You signed a bad deal. If you're getting nothing out the deal, baby, it's a bad investment. You don't have good investment skills. You're bad investments. You do very bad investments. You're not a businessman or a businesswoman. You're not a good investor. You're not. You need to go back to some schooling. Know your worth. You don't let other people determine your worth when you know what you have to bring to the table. And this is why for me, anybody can go, I know what I bring, bruh. You're not about to play with me. And you know what I bring. But I'm not about to sit here and prove to you. You know what's good. Let me leave you and let you suffer. Let me let you see how you move and see how life is without me. You'll see. And even if you try to come back, access denied. You can't come back. The door is closed. The door is closed. You should have took advantage in a good way. Should have appreciated what you had while you had it. Because everything does not last forever. You don't get to step all over people and treat people all type of ways. And then when you finally ready to get it together, you think they're supposed to be there. And a lot of times when that happens, there's always going to be resentment. Even if somebody finally does get it together, you won't always remember the things that happened. And one thing, soon as they start to step out of line one time, it's going to trigger things of the past. You can't hold on to things of the past, but some stuff is just like, you're going to always remember it. And as soon as you see those signs happening again, it's going to send you down that same road. That's why you can't let people just get away with so much stuff. Because in the end, even if they get it together, and 9 times out of 10, people don't get it together for you. They might go get it together for another person. If they do that, because most people can change, but most people don't, because it's easier and it's beneficial to them to not change. It's easier for them to just change victims than to change themselves, especially because we're dealing in a world ran off of narcissism. They're not going to change themselves. They're going to change you. You got a problem with me, so let me get you out the way so I can do this same pattern again and again and again. They're not going to change. Most people don't change. This is why people don't get out of their environment. They don't break free. They scared to step out into new heights. They scared to take risks. But when there's no risk, there's no reward. Like my man Tarek say on Flip or Flop. If y'all know Flip or Flop, I love that HGTV show. Well, they don't do it no more, but he say no risk, no reward. No risk, no reward. You got to take the risk, even when you're scared. You got to calculate it. You don't just take stupid risk, but you calculate it. You do your analysis on it. You do the numbers on it. That's what I'm saying. If y'all do the math on what you're dealing with, you sit down, write down all the pros and cons, what you're getting out, everything is transactional. So I don't care what people say. Every relationship is transactional. Everything you do in life is transactional. This is a transactional life. Sorry, this is the game of life, baby. It's transactional. It's transactional. You need to be getting something. And the number one thing you should be getting at least is peace. Peace of mind. That's something free. If it can't either do the simple thing of bringing you peace, baby, disperse. But you sit down, write them pros and them cons out. You do a assets versus liability. You do balance sheets. When you sit right there, really sit there and see and do an account of your situation, you can be like, dang, I'm losing. Like, this is nothing but liabilities. This is costing me. Liabilities is costing you. It's constantly costing you something. Whether it's costing you your peace, costing you your money, costing you your time, which is the one asset you can never get back. You can never get your time back. You can never get time back. So if you let somebody take up your best years, let them take over all your time, you're going to feel that. It's costing you. It's taken away from you. You want additions. You're going to take losses in life. But if it's nothing but losses, when, baby, when you going to want to get the win? When you going to want to do some addition? When you going to want some assets? When are you going to want things in your life that's actually feeding you, that's actually bringing you in more revenue, spiritual revenue, monetary revenue? When are you going to want things that is actually going to multiply and not just subtract? You want to add things up that will then end up multiplying to produce more, be fruitful and multiply. That's what you want to do. But if all you're doing is taking a bunch of losses, every seed you sow, it ain't reaping no harvest. Or if you do, it's reaping bad harvest. All it is bringing destruction among you. You what people that's doing nothing but taking your peace, taking your money, taking your car, taking your finances, taking over your account, stealing your money, stealing your time, stealing your stealing. They just doing nothing but stealing from you. Stealing your energy, which is the number one thing you need. Your time and your energy is an asset. You don't just give that to anybody. You don't just give time and energy to anybody. That is an asset of yours because it costs a lot to give those two things up. So you want to make sure you're only investing time and energies into things that's going to be able to produce more fruit for you, that's going to lead to greater heights for you. That's an asset. You can multiply that. But if all you're doing is giving your time and energy to liabilities, to people, places, and things that's no longer serving you, it's costing you to lose your health, get sick, be stressed out because of it, and it's providing no fruit, it's not doing nothing. In the end, there's no end result in it that's beneficial to you, your children, your health. What are you doing? Like, why are you in that still? Why are you in it? Life is short. And life can be beautiful. Life is beautiful when you learn the lessons in it. And when you learn how to win this thing. When you learn how to really play this game called life, baby. And you learn to maneuver in this thing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But a lot of people suffer. They spend their whole life suffering because of the fears of the unknown, fears of being alone. Feeling like nobody else will want you. Nobody like you. It's the way you feel about yourself. Self-esteem is low self-esteem is at an all-time high. Men and women, you settle for what you can get. Baby, I ain't settling for anything. I don't have to settle. I do what I want. I don't do what I can. I do what I want. If I don't want to be with you no more, I don't have to. If I don't want to live in this state no more, I don't have to. I don't want to work this job no more, I don't have to. If I don't want to be a part of y'all group, I don't have to. Life is what you make it. You create your reality. But I'm gonna leave this video here. I'll see y'all in the next video because, baby, I could go on and on and on. But do an account of your life. You need to sit down there and write down what's working for you, what ain't working for you, what's producing nothing but stress, what's actually bringing you peace and fulfillment. You're not going to be happy all the time, but you at least want peace. If you got to choose peace over happiness, choose peace. Choose peace. Because when you don't have peace, it affects your health, and then you're gonna be hurting your own self. You're gonna lead to your own death. You're gonna be laid up in a hospital somewhere, tied up to the machine because you let somebody else deplete you so bad. You wonder why you're sick, why you getting these illnesses. It's because you laying with a demon. You being around families and friends that does nothing but suck you dry. They take all your energy. They don't pour into you. They don't water you. There are weeds in your life, and you need to get them weeds up out your garden so you can flourish, because weeds come to take the nutrients of the plant. Weeds are energy vampires. They're energy vampires. Get them weeds about your life. So I'll see you on the next video. Deuces.